HappyThumbsGaming. Big show.
What's up, everybody? HTG Doug here, and today we'll be looking at Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. It was released a couple days ago, and it's one of my all-time favorite games and franchises, so I had to make it my first videos. Just had to. So we'll be starting off by putting the game on beginner because we are going to be going for the Speedster Trophy, which is complete the game in under 15 hours, as well as going for the beat the game without using a continue and beat the game without changing your starting equipment. So basically whatever they give you from the start in terms of keyblades and accessories, you have to keep them. You can't change them at all for any one of your characters of the entire game. It's a lot easier than it sounds. So, and with me helping you guide you on your way, you should have no problem whatsoever. So here we go. We're going to check out the intro, the beginning cutscenes, and we're going to go through a little tutorial, fight a couple Heartless, fight a little boss, and we're going to move on.
Like, is any of this for real?
So I said, this is my absolutely one of my favorite games, favorite franchises. I mean, I've been waiting for this collection to come out since it was announced, and and to make it even better, it's the final mix version, which, if you guys don't know, it was released in Japan, but it was never released in the US until this one now. Basically, there's a few small differences. There's a couple more keyblades, there's a few different Heartless, there's some rare Heartless, there is a extra secret boss, and there's a few more new cutscenes that add a little more depth to the story. There is also a few gameplay changes, but nothing all that major. In this one, though, they did change the camera controls so that you can either have the game do it for you, or you can change the camera. And now the camera is on the right analog stick instead of on the R2 and L2 buttons like it was in the original, which I personally find a lot better. It's just more familiar nowadays than hitting R2 and L2 to move the camera around. While we're talking about the camera, I do want to apologize for it. The camera in this game was never that great. It kind of freaks out at moments, and it becomes kind of hard to see what you're doing. So I do apologize. There's not much I can do about it. I try to fix it when it occurs, but it's kind of hard to. This game it's just a remastering, better graphics. It wasn't going back and fixing all the problems the original had, which is fine because there weren't too many problems, and they were very bearable, whereas most games will have one problem that prevents me from playing it. This one, I've played Kingdom Hearts 5, 6, probably more than that times, and I've even 100%ed it before, so I absolutely love it, and I've been playing it non-stop since it came out, so I'm very excited. So here we go. We're about to start the tutorial. Not much going on, but you know, we're gonna take it slow. We're gonna ease our way back into the game. As you will see, it has obviously been a while since I've played it. I'm a little rusty, so you have to bear with me a little bit. But I do want it noted that for the Speedster Trophy, the cutscenes do not count towards your total time. So if you can watch them all, and you can still beat this game in way under 15 hours. I believe I clocked in at about somewhere between 9 and 10, so it's very doable to do it even faster than that, especially with the videos that I'll be getting out for you guys. So here we go. This is the first time you get to pick what you want to gain and what you want to give up. I strongly suggest adding the shield as your weapon. It increases your defense, it helps you out, especially in the later part of the game when you're trying to beat the game without changing your equipment. And I strongly suggest giving up the magic. It's really not worth it to keep it. All you're really going to be using it for is to cure yourself and an occasional arrow spell. So all giving up the magic really does is decreases its power a little bit. So it's really no big deal. You probably won't even notice much of a difference. So I strongly suggest going with that combo, but really it's up to you The game will play out fairly similarly depending on what you choose, but it will help you a little bit if you add the shield and give up the magic. Right, and like I said, I did leave the cutscenes on for the entire game. If you guys want me to cut them out, just let me know. I will be more than happy to do that for you guys. If you guys want to watch them, said feel free. It doesn't add to your time, so there's really no reason not to watch it. I mean, the story is great. The graphics, now that they're in HD, are even better than what they were 11 years ago when the game was first released. So, but really, it's up to you guys. All you have to do is just hit start, skip scene, and you can skip whatever cutscenes you want. Like I said, I left them on. If you want me to speed them up, I can speed them up even more. If you want me to slow them down so you guys can hear them and not have me talk over them, that's fine. Just let me know in the comments below, and I'll get that taken care of you next time. So here we go. We got a few Heartless. As you can see, I'm kind of missing a little bit, but I'm going to tell you guys, definitely use the lock-on system in this game. It will help you more than you can possibly imagine. Me, I usually forgot, so I ended up swinging blindly through most of this game just because I forgot to hit one little button. All you have to do is hit R1, and then L2 will cycle you through your targets. As you can see on the screen right now, R1 will cause you to lock on. It's really a lifesaver because this game has a habit of getting stuck on one enemy, and no matter where he goes, it will kind of follow him at times. So while you're getting hit from behind by a Heartless, there's one little enemy running around somewhere in a corner far away from you that you're still locked onto. So definitely use the lock-on system. It's not the greatest, but it definitely helps. And I will be reminding you guys constantly throughout these videos so that you make sure you do it and help you out. I'll even mention times when I should have and forgot, and you'll see what happens. So, little surprise for you guys later on. So while this is playing, just a little breakdown of what's going to happen. I'm going to give you guys speedrun levels for each of the worlds in this game. If you go there more than once, I will give you one for each. It helps to know when you're speedrunning the game what triggers the story to continue, because there are times when you can kind of get sidetracked, or you can just kind of not know what to do without searching for a while. So it really helps to be able to just go to a world, do exactly what you need to do, and then move on. Like I said, it'll only take you about 9 to 10 hours depending on how well you do, but with my guidance, listening to my awesome voice, you should be able to do it in about 8 to 9. So that's really not too bad considering it's a JRPG, and you can definitely pour 80 to 100 hours into one playthrough alone. So, and I will probably end up doing it just because I love this game. So if you can do it as fast as possible and move on to your next playthrough and 100% the game, I'm gonna take that taken care of for you. So here you go. You see me using the lock-on system. One of the few times you will actually see me do it. And we're gonna enter this door of light that will appear later on in the game. I'm not gonna say when. Don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But definitely let me know if you have played this game before. I'm curious to know if you guys maybe skipped it when it came out, or just weren't into it, or what. So please let me know. And if you guys want to see anything particular from the game, any particular fights or bosses, or I'll definitely have collectible videos for you out. Yes, I'll definitely have collectible videos for you out. And just let me know what else you want to see, if there is anything you want to see. So here we go. You're going to be asked 3 questions by the 3 different characters. Depending on how you answer, it determines how you level up in the game. If you answer all the top answers, you level up faster in the beginning and later, slower at the end. If you answer all the middle answers, you level up evenly throughout the game. And if you answer all the bottom ones, then you level up faster in the end and slower in the beginning. As you can see, I started in midday, which is all the middle answers. So I level up evenly with the game, but it really doesn't matter that much, especially if you're gonna speedrun. Chances are you won't get very far enough to really see a difference. Me, I just prefer to level up evenly. That way, it's just a flat, constant level up system. But If you want to choose to level up faster in the beginning, that way you make the final boss easier for yourself, feel free to do so, because once you start getting later on in the game, it gets a little tricky to try to get all 3 trophies at once. It's not too difficult, but anything you can do to help yourself is definitely worth it. So here we go. We're going to have a couple Heartless here. Our first real encounter with them here, as just not more than just one of them fighting you at a time. And as you can see, I am kind of missing a little bit. I'm trying to get used to the game a little bit. So it has been a while, probably since before the PS3 even came out, if we can even remember a time. But definitely should be using the lock-on system here, and I'm not. So I'm kind of swinging a little bit, kind of circling the camera. So, but I will get used to it, I promise. It won't be as bad in the later videos. So also, while you're going for this, I strongly recommend you save every time you come across a save point, which is the little green, fiery looking thing that I'm standing on right now. Just in case you do end up dying, you can just revert back to your last save, instead of having to replay hours of game. It's just... Also, the save points heal you, so definitely make sure you hit them every single time. So right now I'm actually going into the configuration, and I'm trying to change my camera so that when I hit right on the analog stick, it's actually, the camera goes right instead of left. And you may have noticed that I actually changed the wrong one, like an idiot. I actually changed the up and down camera, or the x-axis. No, the y-axis. I should have changed the x-axis. I changed the y-axis. I'm still getting confused, and it was so long ago since I actually did this. So, as you can see, the camera kind of freaked out a little bit. I was going back and forth, and I'm still kind of looking off to the side. There you go. See, I realized I changed the wrong one, and I'm actually going to stop right now and change it. And I get it right this time, so we don't have to worry about doing that again. There we go. See, left is left, right is right. Now everything's good and right in the world again. Alright, so here we go. We are going to encounter our first little boss here, if you want to call him a boss. I believe his name is Darkseid. I could be wrong. For some reason, the name is getting stuck in my head, so we're going to call him Darkseid. It sounds like a good name. Also a reference to Twisted Metal, if any of you guys played that. But we are focused on Kingdom Hearts right now, so we're going to call him Darkseid from Kingdom Hearts, the first real boss in the game. You will encounter him a few other times, but thankfully he is incredibly easy every time. So all you have to do is basically lock onto his hand, which I don't do, and just basically just keep hitting X and keep attacking him until he dies. When he throws his hands to the ground like this, and we'll have some of the Shadow Heartless come out, really just keep focusing on the hand, and you'll kill most of the Shadow while you're focusing on them anyway. So, and when he picks his hand up, you can go ahead and finish off the Shadow that are walking around, and then just go back to hitting his hand. When he opens his arms like that, he'll shoot some little glowing darkness balls at you, I guess you want to call them. Really, all you have to do is just keep hitting them. What up, Megan? And there you go. Just use the lock-on feature, because it just makes it so much easier. You can really focus. You don't have to jump around. The game doesn't kind of like bunny hop on you for a second. And that's it. Just lock on, and there you go. Right there. That's it. See, not very hard. I barely lost any health. And then we get this epic slow motion ending right here. I love the slow motion endings. I don't know why more games don't do that anymore. And I did kind of ruin that one. I honestly forgot about the slow motion endings. It's been so long. But I make sure to try to do something at least that looks somewhat cool every time a slow motion ending happens. So check them out. It's not much, but it adds a little excitement to the game, at least in my opinion. But then again, I love everything about this game, so it may just be me. So, right in a few seconds here, we're going to get our first look at Destiny Islands, the hometown of our hero, Sora, for those of you who don't know. And we're also going to get our first, well, not our first, but one of our first talking cutscenes with Kairi and Riku, our two best friends in the game. We'll see a lot of them as the game goes on. I don't want to spoil anything for you, of course, but I just can't get over how great this game is, and the graphics look absolutely amazing. I don't know. Can't get over it.
Give me a break, Iris.
I'm gonna have to keep saying it until it finally sinks in.
I knew that I'd find you snoozing down here.
No, this huge
So we'll let the cutscene play a little bit.
I couldn't breathe, I couldn't...
Just talk to Kyrie.
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't
Watch
a dream.
him get smacked.
Or was it? I don't know.
And then we're gonna get our first look
What was
at
that place?
Riku talking to us here
So
in a second.
bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
Say, Kyrie, what was your hometown like? You know, where you grew up?
I told you before. I don't remember.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
You ever want to go back?
That's okay. We'll learn about her hometown
Well,
further on in
I'm
the
happy
game. I
to.
promise you. We'll learn a little bit anyway.
But you know,
They elaborate more in future
I wouldn't
games,
mind
but
to see
they
it.
give us enough to know
I'd
what's
like to
going
see
on
it too.
anyway.
Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
so what are we waiting for?
Hey, aren't you guys forgetting about me?
So after this cutscene's over,
I guess I'm the only
that's
one
gonna
working
do
on
it
the raft.
for a little intro to cutscene.
And
A
you're
little
just
intro
as
to
lazy as
cutscene,
he
yeah.
is.
So you know this.
The intro to
Okay,
Kingdom
we'll finish
Hearts.
it together. I'll race you.
Our next video
What? Are
will
you
be
kidding?
Destiny Islands.
Ready? Go!
It's not one of my most favorite worlds. It's mostly a bunch of fetch quests. But if you don't know what you're doing, it can kind of take you a while to find everything you need. So be sure to come back and check that out. It's a lot of fun. It gives you, it really opens up to the world, and I love it. I love that logo too. I love the font they use. It's just absolutely amazing. So here we go. We're gonna get our first real, there you go, Destiny Islands, little world intro. There's one for every world, so it's kind of cool. That's gonna do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to come back and check out Destiny Islands, and be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe and vote to us on YouTube, and leave us a comment below. Let us know what you want to see. Let me know about the cutscenes if you have a preference. If not, I'm gonna keep doing them that way. See you guys.